A warm welcome to all our viewers today. I'm Sanskriti from PayCrunch, and with me, I'm in conversation with Amit Bhayana, the founder of PayCrunch, a UPI-based credit card for college students. First of all, please introduce yourself and give us some brief insights about your accelerating startup.
Hey everyone, and thank you, Team VID Trends. Basically, what we are building is a credit ecosystem for college students. The idea behind PayCrunch was to, as we know, like students are not able to get credit lines or credit card from bank or financial institutions, and there's no proper ecosystem available for them just because they don't have any kind of credit scores. So what we wanted was to a build a tool for them through which they'll be able to use all of the pay later services, or we can say the credit services at all the stores, let it be online or let it be offline. So that is how we are moving forward. And yeah, currently we are in a beta stage and testing product with a few customers.
That's good to know. Moving on to the next question. Startups are the future of business, replete with new products and services to help the newest generation. But why startup instead of choosing a corporate job?
I think if we talk about startup, so startup is more about a mindset. It's a mindset of a like how you can solve a problem for someone. Like though we whenever we talk about startups, we go into talking about startups like Swiggy, Zomato, Uber, Ola. They are very big. Yes, they started with a very small, very at a very small scale, but now they are huge. They are like the one term which we call them is called unicorns. The companies with more than $1 billion valuations. So one thing we have if we want to know the answer about this, one thing we can look at is why they started this company, why Swiggy started like delivering food to customers, and why Uber started by providing us services like with a single click you can get a cab outside. So the idea of startup is to make things easy for the people around you. Like I was like when I started thinking about like why I want to do the startup or why I wanted to work particularly on PayCrunch. The basic idea was, so I am a college student. I'm myself face this particular issue. Okay, like I got my pocket money from my parents. Doesn't matter what is the amount, but in some time, pocket money gets over and still not able to cover the whole finances till up to the month and I think most of the college students face this issue during their college life, right? So the idea behind is to build a system, build an ecosystem so that no more user, no more college student, if they are credit worthy, no, they don't have to suffer the same problem. There's a lot of other problems you face in college. There are a lot of assignments. Yeah, there are a lot of things. But if I can make life simple, life easier for these people while they are basically working and while they are attending college or doing internships or whatever they are doing. So that's how like that's the mindset like every entrepreneur whenever anyone start a company and start building a startup. And this is the basically idea which stays behind everyone. Okay, let's take a group of people, let's see what are the problem they are facing and let's solve it. Everyone goes for a startup who will be the employees in those startups, right? So I think even if you are joining as an employee or you're working as a job, the mindset need to be of a entrepreneur. Like whenever you're working out, just find out how this particular thing is helping you out during your whole journey. What do you want to achieve in your life? If you have that entrepreneurial mindset, it doesn't matter you're doing a startup or you're going for a corporate job or a job in a startup. It you will be successful.
Okay, moving on. Journey is often regarded as a roadmap that details all the aspects you go through to achieve your feat. Do tell us about your journey.
Right. So as I stated, like, so PayCrunch is something which is very like close to me because I personally face this issue and I have used some great services from different companies and I know how does people feel like when they do not get credit because they have done nothing wrong. It's not their issues like they don't have civil score, credit scores. It's the someone else's issue. It's the company's issue that they have not given them the scores. Because right now is the era, right now is the internet era and these people are very smart, very much aware what's happening around the world and everything. And when they are becoming more financially literate and coming into this handling their own finances. So now I think there are a lot of parameters available on internet. Their aspects, their how do they make payments online, or how do they bought products online, let it be from e-commerce website or from different websites. So when we understand that, we get to know these are the generation. These are the people. College students are the people who need such products, who need a product when which can help them during their college journey. And while I was going through my like college life, and I thought of, okay, let's start building something like this. It is very important, first of all, to have the problem clear for you. If you do not have the idea what you're building and for whom you are building your product for, it's like you will do a lot of hard work, but eventually there are a lot of chances that it may fail,
Mm.
right? So the one thing which I have learned through the journey is the one thing which is very important is the team which you are working with. And the second very underrated term, which like I think not much startups get to know about and don't even work on that particular aspect, is the product market fit. And
Mm.
during the starting, the one thing every founder when they start a company, especially the first time founders, the one thing they want to talk about is the funding. Okay, are you funded? When will I raise funds? Okay, talking to VCs, how will I do that stuff? This and that, this and that. But we need to understand, why do we need funds? Why do you need funds? Right? And during the starting, when I was like, okay, I need funding, but why do I need funds? Can I make a little more progress before raising funds? The answer was completely yes, I can. So the important factor in raising funds is how can you make a product market fit? Is like, okay, you have found out the problem, you have found a solution for that. Now the point is, when will you make a product which will completely solve the user issues? Like when they'll be using their app, they'll say, okay, yeah, this is the perfect app which I want to use. This is the application which I wanted to use. So then, like one thing which is very important, which we had during our journey, was getting validation from the market. It can be through attending summits. It can be through taking participation in hackathons, or getting into Excel data programs. So I remember we started with the SRM Hack Summit, where we got the like first FinTech award and third as a overall. It was not like at this point of time, it was not a very much big deal. At that point of time, it was a big deal. We learned a lot. We got a push to move forward toward like building a better product. And then moving on, we got into a lot of accelerators. We got into NASCOM, we got into T Hub, and finally, recently, we also won the iSummit, which was organized by IIM Indore and IIT Indore. So, getting all of these things give you a little bit of motivation, which you require, because until or unless soon you'll be at a situation where nothing happening. Okay, you are not getting funds, you are not able to handle your team. It makes you frustrated, and it is important for your team also like to keep validating something. If they are getting to know, okay, we are growing towards the positive sides, it's a good thing for them and for your startup itself.
Moving on to the next question, what was the role of college education in shaping anyone's career?
I think college takes a important part. I'll not say in the term of education, but in the terms of the kind of network, the kind of risk you can take at that particular time of life. Because the when we attend a undergraduate college, we are somewhere between 17, 18, or goes up to 23, 24. This is the time when we don't have anything on our head. Our parents have said, "Okay, okay, go study, go to a college, and we'll handle all of your finances." We don't have anything in mind. Okay, maybe a lot of people coming in with education loans on their heads, but this is a time where you can experiment and learn a lot of skills. A lot of people talk about financial literacy. Okay, I want to be financial literate, and there's a whole wave going on about that. But the one thing we need before financial literacy is one need to have a skill, because once you have a skill, you'll get some you'll or you can earn from that skill. You can present that skill, because talk to any of the successful founders, talk to any of the successful companies. I'm not yet successful. Still need to go to a long way. Talk to any of the greater and entrepreneurs. The one thing which every startup is facing is there's a lack of talent. There's a lack of talent in terms of tech, in terms of design. So we as a startup need that, and we are ready to pay for that particular skill. So if you have certain skill, then you can get a lot ahead with the entrepreneur mindset, and you have a skill. It doesn't require for you to get a job. There's a lot of freelancing available in the market. You can go for that. You can start your own consulting firms, or if you get some idea, you can start building your own product, right? And then after that, now when you have earned money, now is the point come, do you have financial literacy? Like, do you know how to manage your finances? Because financial literacy, financial management is something we have never taught about, even during our school life, and even during our we were child, and our parents never taught about how to manage our finances, right? So this is very important, like to learn some new skills, experiment, and there's a term which is called essentialism. So there's also a book on essentialism which is written by a writer called Greg McKeown, right? So the book talks about there's a mindset which most of the people move forward with. It is called I have to. If they get some job, if they're working on a job, if they're working on an internship, or during the college they're working in some club or chapter, they get some work, they'll say, okay, I'll do it, I have to do it, right? But this need to be changed to I choose to. You need to choose among a lot of work which is in front of you. So there are three terms which are called like explore, eliminate, and then execute. And this is important, like for every aspect in your life. Even if you're taking any decision in your life, first you need to explore what is happening around. Then you need to see what are the better options for me, which will help me grow in the future, which will make me a better person. And then you need to eliminate, and then you finally execute the one thing which will also make you happy, which will give you time for other things also. Now you have a less clutter in your mind, less messiness, and this is the where like the concept of minimalism comes in. You take the lesser things and make more from it. Yeah, so that is about like what I have learned from college and what one should learn from college. Going classes, bunking classes, it's everything. But make a good network, learning some new skills and using it for your leverage. That is everything.
True. So, what is your view on Gen Z? Because in many circumstances, Gen Z is regarded as a niche target group. So, what is your view on that?
Yeah, I think the Generation Z is very smart, like smarter than how millennial used to be, right? How our maybe younger, our elder brothers or elder sisters used to be, or how our parents are, right? They are more concerned about what's happening around the globe. They are more concerned about the social issues, because now we are not comparing ourselves just from our neighbors. We are comparing ourselves from the whole world, because we have social media. We can see what are the problems going on around the world, right? So one thing, they are very much aware. They are more financially literate. They are more financially stable, because as we can see, a lot of people getting into gigs. So there's a creator economy, like where people become influencers, people start their own job, start their own company, start go with freelancing and all of that, right? So now with all of the creator economy coming into the picture, there's a lot thing happening. Like people have their own thing. I can see a like 17, 18-year-old starting their own Instagram page or YouTube page and growing so fast, right? At least they are using, like maybe some can have some gaming skill and they are leveraging that out. Some may have a skill to talk or to interview anyone, right? We have seen a lot of interviews and podcasters which we usually listen to, right? And they have a lot of skills. Like why will we choose them? Because they have that the uniqueness in their in whatever they are doing, right? So they are very much smarter. They care about gender neutrality. They care about the whatever happening around the world, right? They care about the climate change. They care about they have that entrepreneurial mindset. Ki, okay, yeah, if I have some skill, how can I use it, and how can I build myself, and how can I help other people around me to like help them grow or help myself grow at that particular time. So that's why, like, I think most of the companies go and target Gen Zs, because they are the roots. And if we give some kind of a value to the roots, like it'll help when they'll grow and when they'll be out of their college and when they'll be out of their schools. And if they have that mindset, they may forget the skill, but it is the behavior that counts. If they have gotten some behavior to save, a behavior to use their skill, a behavior to help others, then that is the behavior which stays with you and which helps you during your future aspects.
Let us now talk about the venture. How do the new users get the product and understand its working?
Correct. So, how they can get it? So, we have started this waitlist program on our website. So, what they can do is either they can go to the website and enter their email IDs. Like they'll receive a mail, and we'll start choosing this. So, it is a completely invite based. They'll get a ticket from PayCrunch saying that you are part of early users. Soon, the application will be on App Store and Play Store very soon, within a month or so. But before that, we they can get it through the waitlist program. They can enter their email IDs, and we'll reach out to them, and they'll get their application, in which they can use it for their own use, like spending the money for maybe going out with their friends or spending the money to buy groceries, or however they want to do it.
So, how will the product impact the user and help them as a personal financial management?
Correct. So credit is something which, whenever when we talk about to our parents about it, everyone takes a step back. Okay, why do you need a credit card? But the one thing which people forget about is like if you show like we have heard of this very famous company which is in a lot of advertisement called Credit.
Hmm.
The kind of implementation they have done. Ki, okay, use your credit wisely and we'll reward you. Right. And that is the exactly mindset which we require currently in our ecosystem, right? And college students are like, as we have talked about, they are more financially literate, and the kind of knowledge they are getting about financial literacy through different blogs, through different podcasts, it's amazing, right? And they like even if we so there's a thing called NPA, the default rate. Like whenever someone you take credit and they do not return those credit amount, they do not repay that amount, it goes into NPA, the non-performing assets, right? So even if we'll see the NPAs for this particular market is lower than as compared to the NPAs of a market who is like maybe 25 plus, 26 plus, who are even employed or have a maybe having a low pay grade or having a low income, right? So one thing we need to understand here is how can a user benefit is because now we are giving them access to a credit line. They do not need any kind of credit score, right? We wanted them to know because credit card doesn't only help those people who have no funds, but it also helps those people who want to save because you even if you have ever used credit cards, so you get a lot of discounts, you get a lot of cashbacks while using credit cards. Like we have all heard about like going to a Apple store and buying through HDFC credit card and you're getting some kind of a discount. So there's a lot of benefits, and if you pay on time, you don't have to pay any single penny on the amount you have spent. You have no interest rate. You have nothing to do with it. So that is the kind of mindset which we need. Like you will be rewarded, just pay on time, right? And use credit wisely. And that is exactly because now when we talk about the college student, they didn't have that ecosystem. So first, we are building that ecosystem for them where they will be able to access credit cards or like the credit line which we provide over UPI, which they'll be able to use as a pay later option at any of the store, and soon they'll start using it. We have a great loyalty program built for them, and we have also started building a community, and they can join. Like I think we'll attach the link below the in the YouTube section bio for the Discord channel which we are building. So in that we talk about finances, we talk about how crypto markets, how Web3 is impacting the market. Right. So giving them the knowledge about that, building a community where they can learn from their fellow members. Right. And the one thing which they can see is all the people taking credit from this particular platform, PayCrunch, belong to the similar age. There's no people of 25 plus, 23 plus, 26 plus, right? So all of them are from a college student. So it's a closed community which we are building, which will help them learn credits, how to use it, because finance is something which you can only learn by implementing it, by exercising it. Right. So you will learn how to manage your finance. We provide a analyze section in our application, which from where you can see which segment are you spending to. If you're saving more, we'll provide you some extra offers. We provide you with a loyalty program in which you get a lot of help during your college life, or maybe discount on your local store, or maybe going at some restaurant getting off on there just because you're a member of PayCrunch. Right. So it's a more of a not a credit card, it's a more of a community. It's more of a lifestyle application which we are building for our users, which they can use and take leverage out of it, take benefit out of it. And there's a lot of things which is upcoming regarding Web3, regarding crypto, which we'll reveal soon on our like pages and through our website. So stay updated on that too.
Coming to the last question, any words of wisdom or any book that you recommend to our viewers for running a successful startup?
Correct. So I think like just see like whatever you're doing, just choose it wisely. You need to like whatever you're doing, it need to have a story before behind it. So I was reading out like I think it was about the Tesla. So I was reading out how Tesla hires people. So they ask people about their story, right?
Hmm.
And there's one. So if people know about Y Combinator, so it's kind of a school for startups. It's a IIT for startups, right? So, what happened in that is in their application form, they ask this one question: what is the one thing in your life? What is the one thing in your life which is non-software, non-computer, which you have hacked for your betterness, for your like, which helped you during your life, right? It can be something you have manipulated something, or you have got some sponsorship, or you have manipulated something to help you out in something, help you out in like in your during college, or you are writing your assignments, or you have hacked some system for your favor. Right. It's not the hacking like where you have coded and you have hacked some website or something. It's a simple hack which you have used during your college life or during any point of your life which has helped you. So you need to ask yourself that question, and it's not that you need to force yourself to hack something and do all of that stuff, but ask yourself, see where you can help people, where you can help others, and there's a lot of books available in the market, right? The recently one book which I've already recommended is The Essentialism, which is by Greg McKeown. And it's a great book. You get to learn a lot about it. Then there's a book called Psychology of Money. Amazing book. You get to learn a lot about how the mindset works, because becoming wealthy, it's not about showing off, it's about the mindset you have. Wealthy is a mindset, wealthiness is a mindset. Right. And then there's a lot of other books, Zero to One, if you know more about the entrepreneurial journey and the lean startup, learn more about. There's one amazing book which I recently reading, which I'm still reading. It's called Story Brand, where you get to know how to build a brand, not for like even if you're starting a company, but how to even build a personal brand. What does it require to reach out to that level where like we can see these companies, Swiggy, Uber are right now. So yeah, and keep learning and we keep learning a new skills, because as we target to college students, so the one thing which I want to talk to them is keep learning more and more skills and leverage that out how you can get more out of it.
To conclude, from ideation to creating a value generating product on a successful business model that captures being valued as a great company is not easy. Hope our guest achieves all the endeavors and heights of success in his startup. With this, we're signing off. Do like, share, and subscribe our video. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanskrit.